Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I bought a pork butt whole trimmed shoulder that has the bone in it, and I'm going to be cooking it today. But I'll be cooking it all morning. It is a 9 1/4 pound shoulder. It's got lots of marbling on it. I'll show you. When it's like this, you don't really want to do much to it because it's going to have a lot of flavor. So not everything has to be well seasoned up and everything else. Just give me a minute. Let me get some paper towels to dry this. I am going to set my oven on 350. I am not going to do much with this at all. I am pretty much going to leave this. I'll probably rub it down with some oil and salt and pepper it, and that's it. When people say marbling, they're talking about the fat between the meat. You see that? There's a lot of marbling in here, and this is going to keep this very, very tender. And that's the beauty of this, is when you get meat with marbling like this, you know it's going to be tender because the fat will keep it from drying out. When you have a lot of lean meat, you always end up with it dry unless you eat it medium rare. Though it has all of this on it, the marbling throughout it, I will put some oil on it just to coat it to make sure. And when you make a gravy with this kind of roast, you're going to have really good flavor. So you can sit there and use any kind of seasonings you want. And if you make mashed potatoes or rice, or if you have rolls, but you can pour it over the meat. I'm going to have to defrost this a bit. So you have a lot of good things going for this. This is why I love these cuts. And you know, I saved up for it because when you get these cuts, you can freeze them in your freezer. You don't have to have them that week. You can actually stick them in the freezer and have them another day, which I do. Because meat, my mother used to have a deep freezer. We used to freeze meats for long periods. I will be right back. Sorry about that. Now, if you want to pack it with stuff, you can, but I am going to do this with just salt and pepper because I want to make a gravy for this. So I think it'll be nice. I rub it on first. There's many different ways of doing things like this, but this one's just gonna get, like I said, salt and pepper on it, and I just put some oil on it. I'm gonna let this cook, cause I know, cause it's got so much marbling, it's gonna be really nice. A lot of people don't talk about it, the marbling, cause they're trying to control their fat. And because this is fat, and I've talked about saturated and unsaturated oils are better for you, I'm going to sit there, and when I make the gravy, I am going to put lecithin in it, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Because lecithin will eat fat up. It's 2 B vitamins, and that's all it does. I mean, well, it does other things, but let's say when you think of lecithin, it's going to eat fat up in the arteries, the veins, and everything else. That's why I use it. I don't make gravies often, but if I do, you can bet you will see lecithin thrown in on it. I should say thrown into it. But that's what I'm going to do. When that hits 350, I'm going to cook this until this is done. And then I'll show you in part 2. We'll be making, well, you'll see the gravy when I go to, excuse me, you will see the roast when I go to make the gravy. And that'll be in another one. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm just cook this at 350 till it's done.